Hello, trading is closed on October 8th, 2020. Let's do our disclaimer, go over some calls. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, Friday the 9th of October, 2020. Can't guarantee it'll work. Trade at your own risk. Here's my email. We hit an optional target, 3406.49, said it would print 95% of the time. As always, we gapped up smartly, so that one gets killed before the open. We usually get weakness after the pattern we had Tuesday. That didn't happen. I said ideally it would come today, but failure remains an option, and this is failure. So we had a usually reliable sell signal. All we had to do was get follow through from this. That didn't happen, and usually when a valid signal fails, you get a pretty strong move in the other direction. We did get a sell signal in the afternoon, but the target printed immediately. It did mean this rally wouldn't stick, but we got the retracement, so we don't really have to do anything else. It's a bit negative in the pattern, which is usually a rally day, that with really under 10 minutes left to trade, you were trading under all these highs. That's negative. But the last 10 minutes going over it doesn't impress me. What actually would impress me is if we held this price at tomorrow's open and futures are gapping up. And that gets rid of all the negativity of this pattern if we hold it at the open. Because of all this strength, we're going to have to revise our wave count today. My plan was we'd have an A, B, C, and the C should be comparable to A, and that's just not happening. It's possible that ABC is over because of this fib relationship, but it sure looks pretty funny to me. It just doesn't look right, even though it breaks no rules. And the other thing is, if you peek over this old high and then go under it again, a little violation wouldn't disturb me, but now we've gone significantly over this high, and typically that means before this leg's over, you're going to overtake the all-time high too. Going to overtake the all-time high also. That doesn't mean we have to go up tomorrow. Doesn't mean we aren't. Now this is the Gann fan 1x1 fan line from the 2015 high, which was the wave 3 high. We ran up to it but not through it. Ideally, if we're going to break through, we should gap over that line. So all we have to do to continue this rally tomorrow is to gap over these highs, and futures are making that very plausible. Now, it would be a lot easier if I could count this as a 5-wave structure. I'd say, well, it's a funny looking ABC, but it's hard to count with this 5 waves right now. I could come up with all kinds of counts, even one that says it's over right here, but for the reasons I've said, it's hard to believe we're going to stop right here. If we do, I'll explain it, but I don't. That's just too much strength. This really was, that should have been it, and it's not. Okay, Friday's pattern has a early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Had a valid negative pattern this week and it failed. Typically, that means higher prices are coming with new all-time highs, likely before year's end. As for tomorrow, we've rallied to resistance, and ideally, we should gap over today's high for the advance to continue. And futures imply that that's going to happen. Tomorrow has a early low. Standard rule, if we gap smartly in the undesired direction, the call's killed before the open. But if we gap up, which looks pretty likely, I think we're headed to all-time highs, not necessarily in a straight line. And that's today's call.